As a woman, it is in your best interest to be pretty. Everyone always talks about pretty privilege, but it's literally so much more than that. Like, it is literally a currency, okay? You can get so many things that you want out of life and pay for them simply just by being pretty.
Pretty privilege is real. People treat you nicer when you're pretty. But how do you make people think you're prettier than you actually are? Using psychology. Hi, honeys. Welcome back to.
Honey.
Today, we're breaking down the psychology of pretty privilege and how to use it to your advantage. Before we get into the practical stuff, let's talk about the psychology behind it, because pretty much everything in this video comes back to one thing, the halo effect. Basically, it says that people don't judge every feature separately. Your brain doesn't score your eyes, then your nose, then your smile, and average it out. It creates one overall impression, and that impression spills into everything else. So if someone is perceived as attractive, even a little, that can bleed into how confident, likable, or competent they seem, even before there's any actual evidence for it. It's not mind control. It's just a shortcut the brain takes because it's working with incomplete information and needs to fill in the gaps somehow. So if people are forming an impression this quickly, the real question becomes, what are you actually giving them to work with? Because you have very little time. People don't know your personality yet. They don't know if you're funny, or kind, or smart. All they have is what's in front of them. Like hair, clothes, expression, posture, grooming. That's the entire dataset their brain is running with in those first few seconds. Which is exactly why the signals you give immediately matter so much more than people realize. So let's start there. First, the basics, and I'll keep this quick because you don't need me to explain basic hygiene. Fresh breath, clean nails, clean hair, clothes that aren't wrinkled, clean shoes, smelling good, and obviously avoid the opposite of all that. The baseline is to look maintained. Now, past the basics, there are a few little things that can really change the way people see you. Maybe it's brows that suit your face or healthy-looking hair, or a little lip gloss. Simple makeup if that's your thing, and just taking care of your skin. And you don't need flawless skin to look attractive. A well-cared-for skin is enough. Nobody naturally has perfect skin, not even the people who look perfect online. So flawless is just a filter, not a requirement. Once you've got the basics down, now we can get into what actually changes the impression you give. It's called visual harmony, and it's the reason all those individual things you just did actually work together. And this is where you figure out what actually suits you. Maybe it's a certain hair color, certain clothes, or even a makeup style that just makes your features look better. Find what works on you, and stick with it. The goal isn't cohesion for its own sake. It's that when everything's working together, the brain processes you as one clear, intentional impression instead of a collection of separate choices. And you don't need to copy somebody else's whole appearance. You want the things you're already doing to actually work together. Which brings us naturally into fashion and personal aesthetic, because this is where visual harmony becomes something people actually remember. Trends are fine. There's nothing wrong with trends. But you don't want to become a walking copy of whatever's on TikTok this month. Find the silhouettes, the colors, the styles that actually suit you instead of just copying whatever's trending. Because you're building an image people start associating with you. And consistency is what actually makes an appearance memorable. Alright, so that's how you look. But how you carry yourself can completely change that impression. Because you can have the perfect outfit, but if you're standing there looking terrified to be seen, it's going to change the entire impression. Relax your shoulders, stop fidgeting, make eye contact, and let your movements be slower and more natural. And this actually connects to something people don't expect in a video like this, which is working out. And I'm not saying you need to get a better body to be prettier. That's honestly missing the point. Working out can make you feel stronger and more comfortable in your body, and that can change the way you carry yourself. Your posture, your movement, even the way you walk into a room. Research has also linked exercise with better self-esteem and body image. So the difference can show up in your presence before anyone even thinks about your appearance. Now here's something that's genuinely underrated. Stop monitoring yourself so much. Constantly checking your reflection, fixing your hair, wondering if people are looking at you, or comparing yourself to other girls pulls you out of the moment. People can feel when someone's attention is on themselves instead of the room. So get ready, check yourself once, and then forget about it. Because so far, we've talked about how to make yourself look more attractive. Now let's get into the part that's actually interesting, which is how to use psychology to make that impression stick. And the first one is mere exposure. People become more familiar with things they repeatedly encounter, and under the right conditions, familiarity creates more comfort, more positive feelings. This applies to people just as much as it applies to songs or logos. So don't disappear after making yourself look good once. Here's the line I want you to remember. Pretty privilege needs an audience. You're not trying to force attention, but you're simply giving people the opportunity to repeatedly see you, because repetition is doing psychological work that a single good outfit never could. Before I let you go, a few quick ones, because these tie everything together and they're genuinely underused. The first moment someone meets you sets an anchor, and everything after gets measured against it, which is exactly why we started this video with the halo effect. First impression isn't just one data point, it's the reference point. From there, expectations do the rest of the work for you. Once someone expects you to be confident, they treat you like you are, you relax into that treatment, and you actually become more confident. That's the self-fulfilling prophecy. The impression doesn't just sit there. It builds on itself. And you don't need to protect it perfectly. A small, harmless slip-up, once someone already likes you, doesn't break the impression. It humanizes it. That's the pratfall effect, and it's why the most magnetic people you know aren't the most polished ones. People also tend to like you more when they sense you already like them. It's called reciprocity of liking, and it's simple. Genuine warmth towards someone makes them warmer toward you, almost automatically. And last one, subtly matching someone's energy, their pace, their tone in conversation makes people feel more connected to you without knowing why. That's mirroring, and it happens under the radar, which is exactly why it works. Now, this is different from just go out more. It's called strategic visibility. Don't always sit hidden in the back. Don't immediately leave every social situation the second it gets slightly uncomfortable. Don't spend the whole time looking at your phone. Sit where you're naturally visible and let people actually see you. Because here's the honest truth. You can look amazing, but if nobody ever sees you, there isn't much perception to influence in the first place. All the work you put into how you look means nothing if you're invisible while you're doing it. And once people start seeing you, consistency is what makes you memorable. Keep parts of your style, hair, colors, or overall aesthetic consistent, and eventually people stop noticing the details. But there's one thing that can ruin all of this: trying too hard to get approval. If you're constantly wondering, do they think I'm pretty? Or trying to prove that you're taking yourself out of the moment. You can't control every feature you were born with, but you can control the signals people use to perceive you. That's pretty privilege. Not just something you're given, but something you can build. So pick 3 things this week, then watch what changes. Don't just learn the psychology. Test them.